welcome to Valerication Yoga. My name is Valerie, and today is for my yoga teacher friends or people who are interested in being a yoga teacher or wellness professional and want to know a little bit more about the business of yoga. So we will be talking about how to thrive in an evolving marketplace. So many of us teachers who taught before everything shut down for COVID and are still teaching have really weathered a big storm. Things changed significantly. Many teachers, including myself, went online during that time, offered live stream, have built apps and websites and all sorts of things to give you the chance to be able to practice yoga. I made the decision recently. I teach a number of classes one-on-one in the area where I live, which is in Massachusetts and New England. But I also wanted to offer the yoga on a larger scale, hoping that I could do that. YouTube is a beautiful platform for that. So I would say if you found me through YouTube, consider yourself as a yoga teacher to be able to offer some of your yoga and your services on YouTube, because it is a brilliant platform to reach people we may never be able to practice with otherwise and be able to expand our knowledge base in that way. So I have noticed most recently, I would say over the past year or so, maybe 2 years, that the marketplace in yoga and fitness is really changing quickly. I have had many times where my in-person classes have been maxed out capacity, and then the next week there's like no one signed up, right? So there seems to be no rhyme or reason, where in the past, if like you were slowly building and growing your audience, that would be something that would be very consistently done. Like if you have the same class every single day, that class would be filled, right? You can just kind of didn't have to do much marketing with it. Now I feel like we have to do a lot more marketing to be able to pivot and to be able to really sustain some classes. I've also noticed, like, get to know the studios or the communities that you practice in, because their needs might be different than what you offer. So for example, say you're a vinyasa teacher, you teach a little bit more active practice, right? And your community needs gentle and restorative yoga. Then you may not be finding the people or matching with those people in that community. And I've been in studios where that's the case, where, studios who have been very vinyasa based post-COVID have changed over to being more of a gentle restorative based, as that's what their members need, or that's what their practitioners need. And so if you were teaching vinyasa and you had really full classes that whole time, now maybe not as much. And also to just kind of reminding yourself that, I'm a big talker, which is why I'm here on YouTube to talk to all of you. I also am a podcaster and I love talking. But the audience may not want to hear you that much, right? So if you're like me and you're a big talker, you might want to consider, like, how can I create space in my practice where it's okay to have, quote, dead air, like quieter times? What can I do in those quieter times? And you can hold space in those times. You can give hands-on assist during those times. All of that kind of stuff. It can make something more your signature. Or if, like, for example, I work at a studio where they do massage, right? And so massage and touch is a part of what they like their yoga teachers to offer. So during those quieter times, it's a great time to add an adjustment or an assist to someone who might be interested in receiving that as part of that practice. So again, evolving. That's not the way it was all the time, right? So if you've been teaching a while, you know that we did a lot of hands-on adjustments, and then we went to nothing at all, or we were more impersonal, say on a YouTube platform or a live stream platform. And now we're getting back into some of this stuff to help build connections for people. So knowing your market is great. I'm not suggesting changing what you do. If you're a vinyasa teacher and that's where you really light up and get your joy, continue to teach vinyasa, but find the communities that really benefit from your services and your work. So that's how we can evolve. It's not that I'm asking you to evolve what you do, but evolve maybe where you do it, right? It might not be a studio practice anymore. You might be going online, right? Maybe you really liked during COVID doing live stream, and there's tons of live stream services out there that you can participate in. So one of the ones that I like to use is Moments. Moments, they do courses, memberships. They're kind of like a Mind Body, but they're free to use. The only caveat is, as you're starting to bring money in, they're taking a percentage of that out. So it's not like you're paying a membership fee to use Moments. So I'll link them in the description here if you tend to want to check them out. But that's who I use for my online platform services. You can do appointments through them, all sorts of great stuff. You can set up events. So you can do like a live stream event if you want for a class and have people sign up for it. They can pay you, and then you can meet them at 9 a.m. online or something, you know? So there are possibilities out there. Do your research. There's tons of them. And there's a lot of podcasts out there that can provide you with some information to what you're going to do with your business now. One of the things I would say to do today, like right now, if you want to, write down this question: who is my ideal student? Your ideal student, right, is like the student that if they came to class, they were soaking up everything that you have to offer, right? And I'm not saying that that's like my perfect student. I love that person. It could be someone who has a challenge and you have an answer and you're able to help them with that challenge, right? It could be like you're really good at meditation and you have a client that's come in and wants to learn meditation. That might be your ideal client. So write that question down. Maybe you don't answer it today. Maybe it's a sticky note thing that you put on your wherever you look the most, or wherever you don't look the most, wherever you want to put it. But like put it somewhere so you see it like once or twice a day and you're like, oh, right, who is my ideal student? And then begin to write down the attributes of that ideal student. And when you have done that, you're going to get a better idea of who it is that is best served by your yoga. So I'm not asking you in an evolving climate to change what you do necessarily, unless what you do you feel could be changed. I'm asking that you find the right audience, the right people, because for every student, there's the right teacher. And we definitely learn that by process of elimination. And if you're a new teacher or as someone who's interested in going into yoga, this is a real good lesson for you to do. So yoga teacher training programs are putting more business in there. If you're part of Yoga Alliance, they have a business package now that's free that you can use and kind of figure things out and watch videos and stuff like that. I haven't dived into it. I don't know much about it yet, but I just saw it being announced. So you could kind of start considering this now, like who's my ideal student? Now, it doesn't mean that because you're newly teaching, it might mean that you're just going to teach whatever you can right now, or you might not know who your ideal student is yet. So you're just like, I'm going to teach and see, just kind of see what comes up out of that, right? So that could be what you do. But as you start considering your student, who is that student and where can you find them? Thank you so much for joining me today. I love talking to other yoga teachers about what we do. Let me know in the comments if I can help you in any way, or if anything has worked for you and you want to share that to the rest of our community. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy you're here.